It's Ask Lydia, where you ask the question and I answer it. Today's question comes from May. Hey Lydia, in my line of work, I meet a lot of new people very often and I would love to make a good first impression. But I'm also very shy. How could you help me to solve this? Well, May, whether you're an introverted person or an extroverted person, making a first good impression may not come naturally to some of us, but I have a few tips and tricks to help you get started. Number 1, try and do some research. For example, if you're meeting with a client, try to find out a bit more about the company in terms of their values, their culture, or even more about the person themselves. For example, what is their role in the company? Are they from HR, project management, sales? As this will definitely help you when you're having a conversation with them. If someone is connecting you to another person, also feel free to ask that friend of yours, what is this person's interests or dislikes, or what do they do for a living? All this additional information will definitely help you to get started. Number 2, dress to impress. And what I mean by that is, although you want to look good, you also want to match the situation you're in. So if you're seeing a client, going to a party, make sure that it matches the situation. You don't want to overdo it or underdo it either. And when I talk about dressing to impress, I also mean that you have to be neat and also smell good. Regardless of your BO or your breath, you have to be very sensitive about this when you are there. And also, if that place is serving food, please don't eat things that would make your breath stink. I mean, seriously, it could be anchovies, it could be garlic. These little things will actually be very distracting when you're making conversation with them. And also, one more thing is to make sure that you're comfortable, because the last thing you want is an uncomfortable piece of garb that is distracting you from making a good impression. Number 3, positive language. So from your body language to the tone of your voice to even the words that you say, right? Try to keep it within the positive spectrum, because nobody wants to talk or listen to someone who's slouching over, who looks bored or irritated or distracted, right? It will not make a good impression. Now, the last thing I want to add on is be yourself. And what do I mean by be yourself? It's not a person that's at home and chilling with their legs up. I meant that part of your personality. If you're an extrovert, you like to laugh loud and have a lot of jokes, or if you're shy, or if you're a very logical and sensible person, let that shine through, because it will affect the authenticity of your character when you speak to people. And people don't like to remember or have a good impression of someone being fake. So I hope this helps me, and that anyone else is facing the same problem. And if you have a question, do leave it in the comments and it may be featured in our next video. See you then.